Okay, we're continuing the process looking at hormones and modifiers. And we talked about that hormones are secretion of the endocrine system, Douglas system. We talked about the pituitary gland, the master gland. And there are certain key um, endocrine organs that you should be familiar with. Thyroid, parathyroid, thymus, pancreas, adrenal glands, and gonads. The thyroid secretes TDP4, which is involved in the regulation of metabolism. Parathyroid secretes calcitonin, which is involved in the regulation of calcium blood levels. The thymus is where you have T cell maturation. Here to go to the lymph nodes. Pancreas, you have multiplicity of different types of hormones that have been secreted, such as insulin, somatostatin, and glucagon. Insulin decreases the amount of glucose in the blood, and allows it to go into the cells. Glucagon, that's the opposite. Adrenal gland has also many different types of hormones that is being secreted from the adrenal gland that is involved, for example, with water balance. And then you have the kidneys. The kidneys also secretes erythropoietin, which is involved in the regulation of blood cell levels in the body. And the gonads, testosterone coming from the male's testes, allow for male passive growth, and then estrogen is coming from the female ovaries. And those and that, and those are all hormones. Okay, so in regards, let's go back to the thyroid. You could have hypothyroidism, in which you have overproduction of thyroid hormones, TDP4, and increased metabolism, or you may have what is called hypothyroidism, which is a disorder of the unproductive and of unproduction from thyroid hormone, and this gives you a lower blood metabolism. Certain key definitions that you should be familiar with is the endocrine system, a system of glands that secrete hormones into the bloodstream. Hormones, chemical produced by the body that regulate body function and processes. Hypothyroidism and hypothyroidism. We're really talking about those definitions. And again, the master gland that controls all of them, the pituitary gland. Alright, so the pituitary gland is divided into the posterior and anterior lobes. The pituitary gland controls via those pituitary organs that we've just been talking about: metabolism, growth, water loss, retention, and retention. That's right, balance and the cycle. Oxytocin is from the posterior lobe hormone. It is involved in uterine contraction and post-birth and propitiates baby post-birth. We have follicle stimulating hormone, or FSH, is an anterior lobe hormone called gonadotropin, and that stimulates reproductive organ function of the males and females. But in females, it stimulates egg follicle to become produced the eggs. Right? So let's go ahead and begin looking at some of the drugs associated with hormones and modifiers. Okay. Well, before we get there, let me just say some other things about hormones and modifiers that are important. Located above each kidneys, the adrenal glands consists of outer section, the cortex, and inner section, the medulla. The cortex secretes corticosteroids, which regulates the body's ability to handle stress, resist infection, affect glucose, fat, proteins, and carbohydrates metabolism, maintain salt and water balance. Epinephrine is secreted from the medulla and acts as a stimulator to the sympathetic nervous system. So this hormone refers to as a catecholamine. It's generally released during stress and or activities of fight or flight. Remember, we talked a little bit about that in relationship to the sympathetic nervous system. So when epinephrine increases in blood, this increase in blood pressure, strength, and rate of heartbeat, blood glucose metabolism rate, and relaxing of the bronchial muscles, coronary ureter muscles, and dilation of the pupil of the eyes. Okay. In sports, epinephrine use is illegal. The pancreas secretes hormones, insulin, glucagon, and you have a special cluster of cells called within the islands of Langerhans that produce insulin, and this is the hormone that controls the body's glucose. With alpha cells, the pancreas secrete the hormone glucagon, which help convert amino acids by products of protein digestion into blood sugars and raise certain blood glucose levels. Without adequate levels, serum glucose is not reabsorbed into the body and expels the urine for excretion. Instead of using glucose as it should be, the body uses fat and proteins in new sources. This condition is called diabetes mellitus, and it is marked by frequent urination, excessive thirst, and elevated blood glucose level. And we talked about the individuals who found out that this case vaccine and best in the 1920s. And so most recently, in order to treat diabetes, they used to have to use pig pancreas, but it was found that insulin could be given and actually created by DNA recombination. So one of the first DNA recombinant drugs that looked like insulin that was created is called Lumina. Okay, the ovaries are almond-shaped organs found on either side of the uterus within the pelvis. They secrete estrogen and progesterone. These hormones are essential for the primary basic characteristics of the female. Menstruation and healthy pregnancies and milk production. The testes secrete the male hormone testosterone. The male hormones are called androgens. The development and maintenance of male reproductive tract include the enhancement of sensitivity, sexual characteristics by the male, muscle development, sexual growth, and body fat distribution. And another class of gas called phosphodiesterase inhibitors are used to treat, for example, erectile dysfunction. And the most popular drugs in that particular categories are Cialis and Viagra. So certain definitions that you should be familiar with is male sex organ hormones are called androgens. Female sex characteristic hormones that involve calcium phosphate conservation is called estrogens. Female sex characteristic hormones involve ovulation prevention is called progesterone. And the primary androgen is called testosterone. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at some of these particular drugs now that we have an overview of some of the organs and what they do. Again, the thyroid is involved in metabolism, and the main drugs that can help in that regard is called levothyroxine. If individuals are not producing the proper T3, calcitonin is released from the parathyroid. If that's not happening, we do calcitonin salmon, there's some regulation of calcium levels in the blood. If the person is not ovulating in females, which is coming from the ovaries, you have a potential ovulatory stimulant called clomiphene. If during with the birthing, to help the birthing process and the baby come out to the birth canal, you can give oxytocin as affects the pituitary and hypothalamus. Okay, epinephrine. Epinephrine is released from the adrenal gland. It's part of light. It provides more stimuli to skeletal muscles, etc. This is banned in sports because it gives unfair advantage to those who do not are not taking epinephrine. Hydrocortisones released from the adrenal and corticosteroids allows for the regulation of water levels in the body. Insulin may be used what's called estrogen. Inulin is produced by the alpha cells, the beta cells within the pancreas. Another oral anti-diabetic drug called glipizide, usually given to individuals with type 2 diabetes. This drug is banned in sports. This is by women to give a little bit more muscle mass and athletic abilities, and these are androgens, testosterone, phosphodiesterase inhibitors, for example, sildenafil. We have oral contraceptives such as droserpinone and ethinyl estradiol. These prevent ovulation. Estrogen replacement. Estrogen replacement was popular until recently. There's a correlation between estrogen replacement and breast cancer. Estrogen replacement was to help women having hot flashes in menopause. Progestin, medroxyprogesterone, help in the pregnancy process. Progesterone is what maintain pregnancy. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at immunobiological agents. Now we have, well, first, allow me to give a little background on the immune system. So immunity against pathogens can be either passive or active. Passive immunity occurs when a patient is given a preform antibody from another source, such as immune globulins. Active immunity occurs when the body is exposed to pathogen, develops the disease, and manufactures its own antibody against sufficient agents, such as those occurred with vaccine. Immune globulins are specialized proteins that provide passive immunity. One negative aspect of passive immunity is that it generally offers a shorter period of protection than active immunity. Most vaccines provide an active form of immunity. Okay. So there's many new vaccines that have been developed since Jenner created the first vaccines using cowpox. Okay, then Pasteur did a vaccine for rabies. Now, most recently, you have DNA vaccines, we have peptide vaccines. We have many different types of vaccines and live attenuated vaccines that used to be very popular. Okay, vaccine information statements prepared by the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, provide information about the risk, benefits,